How's it going there, everybody? It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys a brand new Nanatsu no Taizai chapter discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we're going to be talking about is chapter 209 that just came out this week. And I personally thought that this chapter was a little abruptly short. But that's due to the fact that, Nakaba Sensei. A shout out to Nakaba Sensei. Poor him. He was unexpectedly ill during, it was either this week or last week, I forgot which one it said. But he came a little bit ill while making this certain chapter, and he had to make it really short. Now granted though, I personally would not be angry or frustrated or just I won't belittle him because the chapter is short, because we want him to get better, and we want him to make sure to keep making more of the Taizai series as the years go on by. So personally, I'd rather this chapter be short than actually killing the poor guy while making these chapters. So shout out to Nakaba Sensei, and I'm just gonna say that keep doing what you're doing, but don't kill yourself, and I hope you do feel better, Nakaba Sensei, because I am a huge fan of the Taizai series, and I hope to see more of it in the future along the way. Now granted though, guys, the chapter, like I said, it was very short, and it really did just continue. It felt like technically this part of the chapter, or the majority of this chapter, should have belonged back in chapter 208. That's what I personally felt like how this chapter would have went along, because when I was reading it, I personally thought like, wait a minute, this just seems like it's just this almost reading the same chapter as before. But like I said, because Nakaba Sensei got sick during that, we gotta give him a little credit, guys. Come on, we gotta give him something to work with. We gotta work with him, work with his health, his scheduling, and everything. Granted though, the chapter, I couldn't tell if the chapter really did finish off from the previous chapter, because it did seem that after Elizabeth, she did her nullification raid against Montspier and Derriere, she was exhausted and she almost passed out. But of course Meliodas came by and rescued her, and just holding her like the fair prince that he is to her. And then of course we actually then see right there Ludo just charges right at them and says, oh, this is my only perfect chance to actually take down the 10 Commandments and slay them. So of course he goes down and he tries to take them on with his arc magic, and then of course none other than Gloxinia and Dolor actually stop Ludo from actually advancing on top of them. And it was hilarious in my honest opinion, because of the fact that when the dialogue was continuing to go on, it felt really short. It felt forced. It felt as if there was needed to be something more along the lines of each of the characters themselves. Because when Meliodas started talking and explaining that, he started explaining like, thank you, Gloxinia and Dolor, even though Gloxinia and Dolor gave their personal reason as to why they should save the 10 Commandments, and that was personally because, if Elizabeth gave it her best to try to save them, even though they're horrible enemies, then they have the right to at least stay alive and not be killed by some other buffoon that's out there at the war. And of course, Meliodas' speech was, of course, thanking Gloxinia and Dolor for saving them, and he was thanking, I believe, Samriel and Tamriel. That part I didn't quite understand why he was actually thanking Samriel and Tamriel, because these two characters, they kind of seemed like they were trying to kill the 10 Commandments. Yes, folks, it felt as if they were also the enemies too. Like I said, it felt like maybe there was something to be put alongside there in order to advance the chapters themselves. But maybe, like I said, Nakaba Sensei got injured or something happened that, like his health was not making him advance the story that as well. But like I said, it might have been maybe, like, in my honest opinion, it might have been something like along the lines that Samriel and Tamriel might have needed more dialogue involved, and that would have been explained why they were actually saying that they actually side with Elizabeth themselves. But like I said, the chapter didn't really explain as to why these two are still they're allies, you could kind of say, to Meliodas. It was just a little confusing on some parts, but like I said, I'm hoping that maybe the next chapter they might take the maybe chapter 209.02 and actually get the chapter how it's supposed to be out. Maybe it could be something along the lines of that. Now that would be pretty interesting, and I'm hoping that they actually might do that, just so they could clear some of the stuff with Samriel and Tamriel, because it didn't really make sense. Or at least the next chapter they can at least explain as to why Samriel and Tamriel are actually now, they're actually protagonists, you could kind of say. But like I said, moving on, folks. Now we're gonna move on to the, you can say, the other bulk of the other half of the other chapter itself. Oh, but before I move on, ooh, I'm so sorry for the transition there, folks. But before I move on, yes, MacLeod was explaining to Monsbia and Derriere and everybody else that where if they do come back and as enemies, MacLeod would say, oh, of course, I'll take care of them when that time comes, as if to imply that, oh yeah, I could take care of everything, but we all know how that went along. Hint, hint. Ooh, damn. You know, that's a death signal right there. That I personally kind of found that hilarious. Like, MacLeod's goofy self was just smiling, saying like, oh, it's okay. When that time comes, I'll just handle it. As if he's implying like these guys are just easy pickings now that their monstrous forms have been just taken care of. So to me, that felt very hilarious. But like I said, now we're gonna move on to, like I said, the other bulk of the other half of the chapter, and that is specifically these side stories and spin-offs. The first spin-off story that involved with Bond and Elaine right there, that was pretty interesting. I personally thought that it was very cute. It involved Bond's type of clothing that he wears, where it exposes his midriff right there, and then Elaine was trying to actually do the same thing, but Bond explained to her that, you know, oh, you're only supposed to do this to me and not other you know, bastard humans themselves, as if to imply, you know, that only around myself that you can look really beautiful and gorgeous. So anyway, I thought that was very cute in a sense right there, that like I thought Bond's jealousy was going overwhelming. Now moving on to the next chapter, or actually say the next chapter spin-off, as they could say, where it involved actually, I believe it was King and his best friend. I completely went a brain fart right there. I completely, whoa, what was his name? Hold on a second, guys. What was his name? Hellbram. Ah, there you go. Hellbram actually, he was teaching the fairies how to use, like, play was Old Maid. They were teaching how to play Old Maid, and it was hilarious in my opinion that this part of the lighthearted chapter actually made the chapter worthwhile, because what Hellbrand was teaching the fairies themselves were cheating. They actually took the rules way too serious and literal, that it made, like I said, it made the chapter actually worthwhile, because it gave me a good chuckle that I personally thought that, you know, seeing these fairies actually learn how to play human games made it seem like these games are really out of this world. Because I personally felt that I died of laughter was in the certain scene where Hellbrand was saying, after you get two cards the same, you could throw them out. And of course, King goes, oh, we can throw out? Okay, fine. So then all the fairies, this is when they had two of the pairs at the same time, they threw all their cards out, like at least 2 kilometers away. I personally thought that was freaking hilarious right there. But like I said though, that's it for today's semi, guys. I personally, like I said, I thought this chapter was very short, but like I said, it's more or less to say, like, you know, get better, Nakaba. Please get better. I want to see more of your Taizai series, so I'd rather have your health better than you keep making chapters themselves. But like I said, I hope, like I said, Nakaba, please get better, please. But let me know down in the comments below, guys, as to what you guys' thoughts on the chapter itself. Like I said, there's a little mix-ups things going on around there, but other than that, you know, the chapter was still, at least it gave us something to look forward to. That's what I'm hoping that Nakaba always does. He always gives us to look forward to. But like I said, let me know down in the comments below, guys. And as always, guys, if you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Taizai chapter discussions. And as always, have a wonderful day. But this is Mr. Zen, signing out.